It's really hard to describe Sarah. She's an average girl. This sums her up as a character very well. Throughout the whole film, we never see her at her job. We know that she has a job, but it's probably a career she's not excited about, a job she doesn't like going to. She has a boyfriend, but he's often away on business trips. Sarah doesn't take good care of herself. She doesn't exercise, eats junk, drinks alcohol, watches porn, and has no hobbies. She has no friends. Her relationship with her mother is tense. Her mother is a very criticizing, attention-seeking woman. When she's looking at her daughter, she can only see her problems and her shortages. No wonder Sarah is not very excited to talk to her mother and ignores her calls. She's trying to avoid the things that bring her pain. Unfortunately, it's not something that would help her in the long run. Avoidance doesn't solve their relationship issues. Therefore, this unresolved problem is catching up with her while she's asleep. In Sarah's nightmares, she's face to face with her mother, and it feels unbearable.
Why aren't you happy anymore? Why don't you visit me?
Nonetheless, Sarah's mother from her dream is right. This is Sarah's subconscious mind trying to open her eyes to the truth. She's not happy, and she's not doing anything about it. While being happy is definitely not a goal or a destination, making small positive changes in her life would definitely make her feel better. Making a delicious healthy meal, even if it's just her alone at home. Taking the time to cook, to clean her home, to read a book. Doing these simple things would fulfill her and give her strength to face the world, face her problems, and start working towards solving them. Her boyfriend is away frequently. In most cases, long-distance relationships are doomed. It's very difficult to have a relationship when your partner is never at home. You get used to living on your own without them. You create your own daily routines, and so do they. You grow apart, and it's inevitable. In Sarah's case, her boyfriend is clearly no longer interested in her. He's probably cheating on her. He doesn't even bother to listen to her when they talk online.
What are you up to tonight?
I'm in the hospital.
Right.
He doesn't try to come and see her when she gets sick.
Just thought you might be able to step away for a moment.
Perhaps. I need to figure some things out here first.
I understand.
When he finds out she's terminally ill, he's not even upset. When Sarah learns about her unique medical condition and that she's going to die, she's not even crying.
Why aren't I crying?
Why? She asks her boyfriend. Or maybe she's asking herself, really. That's because in a way, she's already dead. She switched off all of her emotions a long time ago. She decided to stop feeling the things she really felt because it was easier than expressing her true self. Easier to avoid problems than solve them. She was living her life constantly wearing a mask of an average girl, convenient girl with no personality, and just existed. Slowly, it was destroying her inside. Over time, this self-destructing behavior manifested itself in this terminal illness.
I said, is it an emergency or can you wait?
No, it's not an emergency.
Translation: No, I'm not important. Of course I can wait. He doesn't try to come and see her when she gets sick.
Just thought you might be able to step away for a moment.
Perhaps. I need to figure some things out here first.
I understand.
Translation: I understand that I don't matter, that I'm not your number one priority, and this is okay with me. I'm so convenient. See? Please love me. I'm so understanding, right?
You may be dying, but don't let that affect those who love you most.
You're dying, and it's your problem. You don't matter. Pleasing others, that's what matters. But the truth is, we shouldn't decide for others what they should or should not feel. People need to know the truth about their loved ones and grieve. They need to embrace life with all that comes with it, including death. Sarah doesn't tell her mother about the terrible news. she can't bring herself to tell her anything, and the reason is she knows well enough she won't be able to deal with her mother's emotions. So she decides to order a double, to clone herself, just so that she doesn't have to speak to her mother, to tell her she's dying. She's willing to get into debt to get herself a double, just so she doesn't have to meet her and bear her presence. Once she gets the double, or her second personality, metaphorically speaking, she can feel the change right away. The double is willing to do all the things she hated and dreaded doing. The new Sarah is kind and attentive to her mother. She pays more attention to her appearance, which her boyfriend appreciates, and very soon, Sarah concludes that everyone will be better off without her. As Sarah's problems got covered by her double, she can feel like the weight has been lifted off of her shoulders, and it's no surprise that very soon she finds out that she's completely cured. And for the first time, she lets herself express her real emotions. Sarah is completely cured. She's not dying anymore. Yet she's not happy. She is scared because now she actually has to live. Now Sarah wants her life back. She's envious looking at her double living her life. Not because her life was so good and she misses it, not because she had caring and loving people around her, but because without those problems with her mother and boyfriend, her life started to feel empty. And she wants it all back, so that she can fill her life with those old and familiar problems and emotions again and continue suffering. She wants her old habits back. At least it will give her something to do. But as it turns out, it's not that easy to get her life back and get rid of the double. The double won't go away. She wants to stay because of all the positive reinforcement she's getting. And because it's only been a few months, so she's not sick of all of this pretending yet. And now the two personalities have to fight for their right to stay, because only one can stay. Moreover, Sarah has to support her double financially during this time, while they wait for their battle. And metaphorically speaking, it's fair, because if you pretend to be someone else, it comes at a cost, and the cost of pretending can be really high. Sarah is so determined to get her life back, but what is she fighting for exactly? No one in her life loves her for who she is. Not Peter, her boyfriend, not her mother, yet she's desperately trying to please them. Instead, she should be happy to distance from them since they enjoy someone else's company so much more than hers. It's an old habit of Sarah's. She's trying to fit in and be loved. Truth is, there's no use in trying to please others by being someone other than yourself.
Just tell me what you want me to be and I'll be it for you.
Why pretend and hide away if you can find someone who will love you for who you really are? But Sarah doesn't know that yet. She doesn't trust herself. She's scared to be herself. That's why she lives this pathetic life. When Sarah realizes that only one of them has the right to stay alive, she gets the strongest motivation to fight for her life. She starts taking exercise, takes up hip-hop dancing class. Remember she said she liked hip-hop music. She starts socializing, watching actual movies. Still quite bad, but at least they aren't adult movies. She even buys herself some nice clothes. She's ready to fight for her life. Finally, for the first time, she's ready and strong. It's been her best year, the year she spent away from all the people who don't love her and don't accept her. And then she gives in and succumbs to her weakness. Her double, the other part of her identity, tricks her into believing that they can both live. It's a trap, an illusion. This idea that they both can live feels nice, familiar, attractive to Sarah, and she believes her double. It's only been a year in Sarah's new life. It's still new to her. She still lacks practice. That's why she gives in and believes her double's lies. But if we look at it as a metaphor, no one tricked her really. She deceived herself. She spent a year trying to live a different life, trying to create new and healthy habits. It was refreshing, but challenging and kind of lonely. The problem with becoming your real self is it's empowering at first, but then you realize that there's no one around left with you, that most people from your old life have turned away from you, that they don't like this new version of you, don't approve of your change. And you feel so lonely that you start wanting those people back into your life. But wait is what you need to do, really. Just wait it out. This is a transitional period in your life. New people will come into your life if you let them, if you save a seat for them, if you prepare the ground. The people pleaser in Sarah wins, but her life is miserable. Over time, she grows tired of her controlling, attention-seeking mother, of the food she hates, of the boyfriend who treats her horribly. Fake it till you make it doesn't work, it turns out. And by trying to become who you are not, by trying to become someone else, just so that other people would love you, you lose who you really are. You lose something that you can never get back. You lose opportunities, careers. You don't meet the right people. And in this film, the people-pleasing Sarah can't drive. And this serves as a metaphor that if we choose to pretend, we inevitably give up something that would have been very useful for us had we chosen to be ourselves. The fake Sarah can't drive and constantly gets into car accidents. And one day she'll get herself killed. What did you think of this film? I think this film is a great reminder for all of us people pleasers. It's always good to remember that you really don't need the people in your life who never liked you for who you are. You simply don't need them. Don't waste your time on trying to get them to love you. Don't humiliate yourself. It's not worth it. It's sad that people who are supposed to be closest to you, supposed to love you unconditionally, actually can love you only when you are convenient, only when you do what they want you to do, when you live according to their values instead of your own. But we need to remember that it's our lives, not theirs. Therefore, we need to be strong and stay true to ourselves and protect our boundaries. Thank you for watching. Until next time.